Okay, good morning, one and all. Welcome back to Political Science class. And the last session, we completed the chapter, right? India's external relations. Okay, so in that chapter, we discussed about India's foreign policy, that is non-alignment movement, right? And its policies, okay, that is not created any problem for the rest of the world. So India tried to solve the issues between US and USSR. Clear. It is the country basically stood for disarmament, or it's against nuclear weapons. Clear. But we studied that, okay, there are a number of external aggressions. Okay, basically from the side of China and Pakistan that created India into a nuclear power. Clear? Yes or no? So we want to protect our boundaries, Then also our idea is we will not use these nuclear weapons against any other country as a weapon. Okay, so we commented or we made a statement that we will use this nuclear power for what? Peaceful activities. Clear, like energy production or something like that. And we studied about our relationship with China. Okay, war with China. Okay, war and peace, right? Okay, and the number of wars we fought against Pakistan. Okay, and how we maintained peace now. Like that, various issues we discussed in this chapter, or that chapter basically termed as India's external relations, its foreign policy. Okay, so now we are coming back to another one textbook, part A. It is international politics, right? Okay, contemporary world and international politics. Okay, so here there are numerous things are there that is not connected with India, and even it is connected with India's foreign policy also. Okay, clear. So after the World War II, we know that there are two superpowers, right? Right? Their power reduced. Clear. After the Second World War. Clear. What happened after the Second World War? The superpowers after the First World War, their power reduced, and two new powers emerged. Right? What are the two new powers after the Second World War that emerged in the world? So remember, for easy understanding, I can speak like this. Okay, so after the First World War, okay, number of powerful countries emerged. First World War, that's in 1918. Clear. So numerous countries become powerful after that war. Okay, and these countries participated in the Second World War, that between 1913 and 1945. 1945, right? Okay. So the countries emerged as powerful countries as after the First World War. Those countries' power lost in the or after the Second World War. Clear? Okay. And two other power blocks emerged, like US and USSR. US and USSR. Okay. And in the second chapter, we studied about the end of bipolarity, right? End of bipolarity after the disintegration of USSR. Clear? After the disintegration of USSR. So we discussed about the era of Cold War, right? Era of Cold War. Both these superpowers, they tried to improve their weapons and increase their weapons in the arsenal, right? Yes or no? We discussed that, right? Okay. And the main thing is the economical principle or the economical ideology of these two power blocks are different. Okay. Economical ideology of these two power blocks are different. The USSR basically followed Amal Raj. What is the economical ideology that followed by USSR?
USSR follows socialism.
Yeah, USSR followed socialism or communism. We know that, right? Okay, basically, state-owned enterprises and production. Okay, in that condition, all the means of production is under the control of the government, right? Whether it's agricultural production or industrial production, service sector, everything is controlled and managed by the government. Okay, so socialist and communist method it is. Okay, the opposite side, US and its allies followed what? What is that, Grishma Joshi? What is the ideology that followed by US and its allies?
Capitalism and liberal democracy.
Grishma?
Capitalism and liberal democracy.
Liberalism, liberal democracy and capitalism. Liberal democracy and capitalism. The ideology, okay, it is something related with the liberalism. Free, okay, freedom. Okay, so people, they are able to enjoy maximum freedom under that particular situation called liberal democracy. Liberal democracy. And the same time they followed capitalism. Okay. So the government giving number of chances for the private individuals to own and operate industries or any kind of production to make profit. Clear? Clear? That's what capitalist method, right? So government interference is minimal, and at the same time government is able to make a more profit by allowing them to run the business. Clear? Okay, through taxation. That is another method, taxation. So we will study that in economics. Okay, so two power blocks. One is USSR and other is led by USA. Okay, one group led by USSR, the other one is by USA, United States of America. Okay, so we studied that all both these countries, they tried to attract newly independent countries after 1945 to their own bloc, there, right? At that time, India used a technique or a foreign policy. What is that? Non-alignment. Okay, not to be joined with the US bloc or the USSR bloc. Clear? India followed what ideology, economical principle, or economical ideology that followed by India at that time. Today also. Sneha?
Mixed economy.
Yeah, it is mixed economy. We adopted good principles from the socialism and from the capitalism, right? Okay, and created a perfect condition in the country. What is that? Mixed economy. That's what our economical policy. Okay, so we can say that a number of countries that following capitalism and that countries developed, and number of countries that following socialism, those countries are developed. But our country that following mixed economy, basically we took the good aspect from socialism and capitalism, but still struggling, right? Okay, so some problem is there somewhere. Okay, we don't want to discuss that, but we will discuss it later. Okay, so just understand. Okay, so that's what our foreign policy. Sorry, our economical policy, mixed economy. So after the disintegration of USSR, communist bloc, okay, or the socialist bloc, its power lost. Okay, then China started leading that bloc. The communist socialist bloc, right? Okay, so we skipped one chapter in your textbook. It's not at that. No, this is the third chapter, the US hegemony, right? Check it. Okay, so that chapter we skipped because it is omitted from the syllabus. Okay, it's not my personal decision. Okay, there is no questions from that particular chapter for this examination, the board examination. So we skipped that. Clear? So US hegemony, that chapter basically speak about the development of US capitalist system, and number of countries in the world accepted and adopted that system, and how United States of America tried to control the entire world politics, right? Okay, so sometimes the politicians or political thinkers will comment that US is the world police. What is that? World police. Wherever the problem is there, US will be there. Okay, it will try to solve the problem in one way or the other way. It will worsen the situation. Clear or not? To sell their arms. You might have heard about the Pentagon. Heard about Pentagon? No. The Pentagon is a, what you can say, arms production unit or wing of United States of America. Clear? So they are producing sophisticated weapons. Okay, and they are selling their weapons to other countries. So one thing is there, to sell the product in the market, demand necessary, right? Yes or no? They are producing the weapons for what? To sell in the market or to sell to other countries, right? Clear or not? So when a country will purchase the products, these weapons, at what situation one country will purchase these weapons?
When there's a war.
Definitely, a threat or a war is necessary, right? If it is not so, a peaceful coexistence is there everywhere in the world. No countries will purchase weapons. At the same time, no country will produce that. Clear. So America wants such kind of situations. Okay, so they created that in different part of the world. Okay, to sell their weapons, weapons. That's a reality. That's a reality. Clear. Understand? By observing the history, okay, the history of the wars, okay, everywhere we are able to find that some American connection, okay, clear, some American connection. So I already told you that in Afghan war, okay, before Afghan war, this America sold weapons to Al Qaeda, a famous terrorist group, okay, Al Qaeda. Okay, so what is that? Al Qaeda, headed by Osama bin Laden, okay, Osama bin Laden, right? Okay. And America only sold these weapons to Al Qaeda to fight against Russia. I told that, remembering that, to fight against Russia. Later, the policies changed. The relationship will become bad. So Al Qaeda started using the American weapons against America. So America basically, what we can say, it is interfering in lots of troubles. Okay, or it is creating lots of trouble, we can say like that. Okay, so America want what you can say, petroleum. America want water. Okay, so number of countries are there in Asia rich in these resources. Okay, example the Middle East. Okay, Middle East countries are rich with what? Oil reserves. Oil reserves. Yeah, correct. Oil reserves. Okay, not only that, example in India, abundant water supply, water resources are there, right? Number of rivers are there, but we don't know how to protect these rivers. That is a reality. Another thing. Okay, so in India, we are considering that rivers as our mothers, right? And the condition of the rivers are worse than anything in the world. Okay, very bad. So related with the corona cases, we know that a number of dead bodies are floating on the rivers, right? Okay, in northern India, in the river Yamuna, river Indus, and the river Ganga, number of dead bodies are floating. Okay, clear or not? So there is no mission to protect these, what you can say, rivers there. Okay, so number of programs are there in the paper, but not in reality, not in a reality. So just understand that. So Indian rivers are basically perennial rivers, right? The Himalayan rivers are perennial. What do you mean perennial rivers? I'm discussing just some backgrounds to understand the situations. Okay, so just understand all these things, and doubt means you can ask also. Okay, what do you mean perennial rivers? So perennial rivers are the rivers, okay, all around the year it is filled with water, all right? There is no water scarcity. Okay, even chances are there for flood in summer. Flood in summer. Why? Why? Why
It's
flood in
coming
summer?
from the Himalayas.
Definitely. It is coming from the glaciers, right? Okay, almost all these rivers are starting from different glaciers. Okay, clear or not? So, if the temperature increases, more ice will melt. As a result of that, it will be different. Right, let it be. So, it is perennial rivers. So, all around their water is there. So, number of other countries also are there with these perennial rivers there. Even Pakistan, right? The Indus River, right? That also starting from the Himalayan mountain ranges. Okay. So, if America is able to control these countries' economy and these countries' administration, easily they are able to fetch these resources like water, okay, oil, water and oil. That's what the ambition or what you can say, the policy behind American invasion in different countries there, right? Okay, they're trying to do so. So number of wars they fought against this, what you can say, Afghan war, Iraq war, okay, clear or not? And even they are helping Israel against the Arab countries, like that various issues are there. International politics, it's a part of international politics, right? Yes or no? Okay, so we completed that. So nowadays we know that the America's influence on number of countries it is also reduced because China is developed as a economical giant. Clear or not? So their policies are different. Okay, they are almost made a huge investment in different countries. Clear or not? And made those countries as paper. They are unable to pay back the debt to China. Clear? So nowadays, China is able to control the economy of numerous countries in the world. Economies, basically. Speaking so. Even in India also, these companies are invested. The Chinese companies are invested. Number of gadgets that what we are using today, it is Chinese products. Clear or not? Okay. So if it is a Oppo phone, if it's a Vivo phone, if it's a Xiaomi, okay. Clear? Okay, all these things are POCO, whatever it is what Chinese products, even OnePlus. Clear? So American product, what is that? Apple iPhone, right? Apple, right? Apple is an American. I mean, I'm thinking about the electronic gadgets. Okay. Next one. Coming to Samsung, it's a Korean product. It's a Korean product. Clear or not? Understand? So the Chinese companies are not only invested in India in the mobile phone manufacturing units, in number of banks also their investments are there. Okay, understand? In Indian banks also the Chinese companies are invested. Okay, Binami investments are there. Suddenly they are withdrawing all these investment from Indian industries or Indian banks or Indian economy. What will happen there? We will face crisis. We will face a crisis, shortage of money and resources. So it's a problem. So their policy is like that. Economical control. They wanted to make all other countries under their control. So they are able to give money, right? Okay, investing money. Okay, so at a particular time, they will create problems. So almost all the countries are aware of that, but they are unable to escape from this Chinese aggression, economical aggression. Okay, clear? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's it. That's it. So after the Second World War, after the end of the bipolarity, there are two new centers of power. Okay, not only two. Okay, three, basically we can speak like that. Three economical powers emerged in the world. One is the EU, European Union. European Union. Next one, ASEAN countries. Other one, China. Clear? China. Understanding or not? Okay. So in this chapter, we will discuss about how the European Union came into existence. How the ASEAN countries and what is their programs and policies. China's relationship with the rest of the world and how China became a developed country. So we already know that China got independence in the year 1949, right? Right? But ourselves we got in 1947. Anyway, 2 years differences are there, but their economical difference is very wide. Okay, very huge gap is there between the India's and China's economical development, right? Okay. So one thing is there, so you have to understand that Chinese development is not on the basis of liberalism. Clear? Understanding or not? So India, we are giving importance for the liberal democratic principles. Liberal democratic principles. People are free to choose their occupation, right? Yes or no? Understanding or not? We are able to choose our own profession. We are free to do so. But in China, the things are not like that. Okay, there is no freedom for the people, basically speaking. So there is no individual freedom there, right? The people, they don't have the right to protest against the government or criticize the government. Clear? No right. But in India, every day that's strike, that protest, this protest, that agitation, this agitation, like that various and numerous programs are there, right? We are free to do that. As a result of that, the government and the country's economy is not developing. Problems are there. So yesterday you might observe a news there, right? Related with Kitex garment production units in Kerala. Observed that in the newspaper or in the television channels. There's a nearly 1 or 2 hours, what we can say, press conference by what minister? Which ministry is that? Industries, Minister for Industries, right? No idea. No one observed, I know that. Just I told that only. Okay. So, that's what the problem we are facing in our state there. So, a conflict between the state and the people, everywhere we are able to find them. Because we are free to do that. But in China, it is not like that. Their working hours is not like a Indian working hours there. So, India, the Chinese people, or basically the communist people, they taught the world that. Even, we can say the Karl Marx, he's the person behind that. Okay. Okay, in the Second International, he declared that. What is that? 8 hours of work, 8 hours of recreation, 8 hours of rest. That's what we are following. But the countries, basically, they adopted this policy, they are not following it. Okay, they want to work for 12 hours, they have to work for 14 hours or something like that. Okay, to produce the products there. So they are able to produce these products for cheap price because their wages are less. Or they are not paying wages properly. Okay, the government. So nobody is able to ask any question against the government. So government is a kind of autocratic government. Autocratic government means all the powers are with the government. Clear? No other political party to question. There is no opposition because it is single party democracy. Single party democracy. Clear or not? Okay. Yes or no? What is your answer? No answers. Are you able to understand these things? This is international politics, not Indian politics or not the local politics. So some understanding is necessary. That's what I'm speaking all these things there. Okay. Is that clear or not? So they are able to achieve the economical development without paying perfect wages to their workers. Okay, there is no opposition. Okay, there is nobody to question them. Okay, so it is easy to take decisions. Easy to take a decision. So in India, it is a democracy, right? But a problem in democracy, what is that? It is very difficult to take a decision. Okay, decision making is a lagging process. Lagging process. It will take much time. Okay, want to get the permission from this minister to that minister to the prime minister to the president. Okay, and veto power, like that, various problems are there. Okay, but there no such problems there. Okay, today the government is doing this. They are able to do that. Okay, so if you want to protest, you can protest by locking the room, and inside the room you can protest against the government. Okay, no other chances, impossible. Okay, so easily they are able to achieve this development. Okay, clear or not? Understanding? Not only that, resources are plenty. It's a country with a huge reserves of different types of resources. Okay, so I already told you that when we discussed economics last year, in my childhood, there is number of toys are available. Okay, but every year the same toys only. Clear or not? You're going to temple festival or a church festival, whatever it is. Every year, last year what toys we observed, the same toys only this year. There is no updation. Clear or not? Okay. Okay. So, but today you have a number of opportunities related with the toys there, the Chinese toys. Okay. So almost all the markets are what is that? Flooded with, basically we can use that word, flooded with these Chinese toys there. Okay, different items are there. Okay, not only that, this TV channels. Okay, Chinese TV channels and Chinese television programs that creating a tendency within you. Okay, what is that? To purchase these cartoon characters, right? So that also Chinese only, the Chinese products. Okay, now also you are watching that Shin-chan, right? Right, the famous one. Huh? Pokemon, like that, various products are there that's available in the market. Clear? Understand? Okay, let it be. So for understanding, I told all those things here. Okay, so we are going to the textbook directly now. Okay, so today we are going to discuss, or we have to start a new chapter. That is the fourth chapter from the textbook of Contemporary International Politics. Okay, the fourth one, alternative centers of power. Alternative centers of power. So alternative in the sense, alternative for US and USSR. Clear? Alternative for US and USSR. And here is the new powers. One is European Union. European Union. You can see chapter 4, alternative centers of power. You can see the picture of Mao Zedong here. Okay, a famous communist leader of China. And you can see a banner here. The socialist road is the broadest of all, which means there is number of chances are there. Okay, clear or not? For development. That's what the meaning of this sentence here. The socialist road is the broadest of all. Comparing with other economical principles or ideology, it is socialism is the best one. That's what the concept. Okay, that is the concept here, right? Socialism is the best form of or best economy, it seems. And next you can see the picture of a city. What is that? What is it? Which city is this?
Shanghai.
Shanghai. Okay. So Shanghai is famous for Jackie Chan movies. You know Jackie Chan? Don't know. Okay. Shanghai. Okay, so almost this movie is basically related with Shanghai and its development or something like that. Let it be. So the two images here represent two phases of the history of China. The red poster, the socialist road is the broadest of all, represent the ideology that guided China during its early phase of after revolution. The after Chinese revolution in 1949, the Chinese economy is guided with this policy, the socialist policy, right? Okay. The photograph below is that of the city, Shanghai, the symbol of China's new economic power, the symbol of China's new economic power. So China is the country today giving more stress or more importance for electronic vehicles. Electronic vehicles there. Why? 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 China is the country that giving more stress or importance for these electronic vehicles means why it is so? Or even our country also started giving subsidies for electronic vehicles. Why? What is the reason?
The future will be guided by the electronic vehicles. It can reduce the pollution also.
Okay, fine. Not only that, okay, so governments are not thinking about the pollution. So Amarnath is 100% correct. Okay, clear. So in the future, okay, what is that? We want to reduce pollution. Not only that, okay, we are depending upon
Arab countries for
Arab countries to get what? Petroleum products there, right? So we are able to manage these electronic vehicles in our country. We are able to reduce this petroleum purchase. Okay, purchase of crude oil. So we can save more money, right? More money. And at the same time, that country's economy, what will happen to that country's economy?
it would be disrupted.
Will be distracted. So we know that in summer season, the number of shops are there in the roadside. We can say they are selling these cold drinks there, right? Cold beverages, full jar soda, that soda, this soda. Okay, like that, various products are there. But when the rain starts, the month of July, what will happen? What will happen? They will shut. Okay, clear or not? Because there is no customers. Nobody will purchase that. Clear? Understand? Like that. So we are able to reduce the purchase of these petroleum products from these countries. Economy also of that countries will destruct, and at the same time we are able to improve our economy. Right? So that concept is there. So number of variables are there related with the one decision of the governments. Okay, variables in the sense of different aspects are there behind it. Different aspects are there behind taking a decision. That's what China. Okay, so they are far forward considering with the government of India. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so here we are. The socialist road is the broadest road of all. Okay, so overview of this chapter, I am reading that for you people for a simple understanding what we are going to learn in this chapter. At the end of the bipolar structure of world politics in the early 1990s, bipolar structure, the entire world politics is divided into two, or power is restricted in the hands of two superpowers, the US and the USSR, right? United States of America and the USSR. It became clear that alternative centers of political and economic power could limit America's dominance. Okay, so I already told you that the third chapter is discussed about the power of America after the fall of USSR. So here, what is that? New powers we wanted to restrict or control the American domination. Clear? We need other superpowers or other powers to control or restrict the American hegemony or American intervention. Okay. Thus, in Europe, the European Union. So, what happened in Europe? A new center or a new power block emerged. That's what the European Union, combination of number of European countries. Clear? That's what European Union, EU. And in Asia, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. Okay, ASEAN, right? ASEAN or ASEAN. Okay, ASEAN have emerged as forces to reckon with. Okay, clear? Understand? Regarded with the, what we can say, Asian countries, a new association formed. That's what ASEAN. While evolving regional solutions of their historical enmities and weakness, both the EU and ASEAN have developed alternative institutions and conventions that build a more peaceful and cooperative regional order. So there is economical differences are there between, or ideological differences are there between these two groups of countries, ASEAN and the European Union. Even though they tried to maintain peace in between or give more importance for what? Economical development for their own member countries. Clear? Is that clear or not? Okay. So, the economic rise of China has made a dramatic impact on world politics. The same time, we are discussing about China here. Economical development of China, that also created a particular situation in the world. In this chapter, we take a look at some of these emerging alternative centers of power and assess their possible role in the future. Clear? Clear or not? So we are going to discuss about these things in this chapter basically. Okay, we are going to the next page here. First of all, the European Union, and this is the flag of European Union. Okay, clear? The European Union flag. The circle of gold star stands for solidarity, okay, unity, and harmony between the peoples of Europe. It has 12 stars, and the number 12 is traditionally the symbol of perfection, completeness, and unity, right? A dozen, right? Right, that's what number 12. Okay, clear? 12, a dozen means how many? Give me a dozen eggs means how many eggs are there in one dozen? I mean, 12. That's what here. Okay, so perfection. So 12 is the number that created or that is symbolizing perfection there. So, okay, a dozen is 12. And what do you mean by a baker's dozen? A baker's dozen. Baker means a person who's making bakery items, cakes, okay, or bread, something like that. All of. Tell me. What do you mean baker's dozen? A dozen means 12. A baker's dozen means 13, 1 3. Okay. That is general understanding. Okay, general information. Just understand that. 13, 1 3. That's what a baker's dozen. Okay, so give me a baker's dozen means it is not 12. What is that? It is 13, 1 3, 1 3. Okay, so a story is there behind that. Okay, let it be. So it's a homework, not homework. If you're interested to find out, you can find it out. Okay, I just told you some information. Okay, if you want to find out, you can. You don't want to waste time for that. I will not insist you to do the same. Okay, because it is not a for the examination, understand? Okay, for this general understanding. Okay, so European Union. As the Second World War came to an end, many of Europe's leaders grappled with the question of Europe. Okay, so after the Second World War, we know that number of countries, they already participated in the Second World War, right? Most of the European countries participated. We know that the fate of Germany, clear, France, then Britain, Italy, okay, almost all the European countries directly or indirectly participated in the Second World War. Even our country participated in the Second World War. Okay, so we know that. Okay, we fought, okay, or we joined in both sides. That's what our country, right? So historical reasons are there for that. Let it be. So almost all these countries participate in the war. So war, we know that it is not only to satisfy the leaders' needs, okay, but it will create a problem for the common people. Wars are not constructive, right? Right? So we know that the leaders will quarrel. The leaders of the countries will fight. Clear or not? On different ideologies, and who literally participating in the conflict, the soldiers. Clear? Leaders will stay in their own houses there, right? Okay, or their own mansions. Who will fight? Who will lose their life? The soldiers, right? And who will badly affected with this wars there? That's the common people. So leaders in different countries, they will quarrel, the soldiers will fight, and the people will face. Okay, what the problems, right? So no wars are constructive. All these wars are destructive, right? Okay, so we know that World War is the furious war in the world history of the wars. There, very furious, very what you can say, dreadful, and the number of people died in that. Okay, most of the economies of the world countries are destructed. Okay, clear or not? So a reconstruction is necessary. They have to reconstruct their economy. So that is the question of Europe. What we will do now? Totally distracted. Understanding or not? Okay, almost all the power, okay, what they reserved, money, what they reserved, everything is used in that war now. Nothing with them. They have to start from the zero. Clear? So that's the question here. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So here we are. The question of Europe. Should Europe be allowed to revert to its old rivalries to be reconstructed on principles and institutions that would contribute to positive conception of international relations? Understood something? You got something from that paragraph or that sentence? Huh? So nowadays we know that after the what do you can say? Foundation of United Nations Organization. Okay, almost all the world powers are become the part of this organization, United Nations. Okay. And these countries, maybe the rival, they belong to the rival group, they started helping the countries to develop. Clear, through various plans, because almost all the countries of the world, they are facing this problem. What is that? Everyone need help for reconstruction. Everyone need help for a reconstruction. So, powers of that time, the Russia and the United States of America, okay, they started helping some countries to develop. Clear? That's what we know, that the Germany is divided into two, right? One area is controlled by the USSR, other by the US. Okay. Okay, actually, yeah, got it. So, clear. Okay, fine. The Second World War shattered many of the assumptions and structures on which the European states had based their relations. In 1945, the European states confronted the ruin of their economies and the destruction of the assumptions and structures on which Europe had been founded. Okay, so we know that number of European countries that formed on the basis of liberal democracy, right? Okay, you might studied about, you studied the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, right? Okay, unification of Italy, unification of Germany. So some principles they followed to create their own country, right? Okay, most of these European countries are formed on the basis of same ethnicity, same culture, same language, something like that. Clear? Okay, but war shattered all these principles, all these ideologies. Okay, now, without thinking about their position or their ethnicity or their traditions, okay, now they wanted to seek or they wanted to accept help from different countries, okay, to reconstruct their economy. Clear? Soon after the Second World War, not today, okay, but soon after the Second World War. Now, today we know that most of these European countries are developed, okay, clear or not? They totally, their economies are shattered and their, what we can say, the development, they're all shattered, but today they are developed. So, next paragraph. European integration after 1945 was aided by the Cold War, okay. So, integration of Europe, okay. European countries united, that after the end of the Cold War. Okay, basically that is because of the Cold War. Clear? The unification of these European states. America extended massive financial help for reviving Europe's economy under what we call the Marshall Plan. Underline the term Marshall Plan. So, most of the European countries are the part of American ally, right? The US ally. So it is the responsibility of United States of America to support their allies, right? Right? Or the member countries, right? So they started doing that. They started supporting these European countries to achieve development. Okay, basically economic development, Okay, that plan is named as the Marshall Plan. Underline that. The plan is named as the Marshall Plan. Okay, homework for you people. Want to find out what is this Marshall Plan? Write down. What is Marshall Plan? Marshall Plan. There is no explanation about Marshall Plan in our text, but it is important to understand what is that Marshall Plan. Okay, Marshall Plan. Who is Marshall? What is the Marshall Plan? Okay, is that a person or something like that? The US also created a new collective security structure under NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So most of the European countries are the members of members of that particular organization called NATO. Okay, clear. Under the Marshall Plan, the Organization for European Economic Cooperation, OEC, was established in 1948. Okay, full stop. Okay, we are stopping now. Okay, so one more session is there today, right? So tell me, if these things are clear or not? Things are clear or not? Because first time you are listening all these things there. So far we not studied about the world politics, except some revolutions, right? Yes or no? Like the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, okay, or the unification of Germany and Italy. Okay, that's in class 10. Okay, and even class 9 also we studied that. But related with the contemporary politics, nothing. I can say nothing. All right. Okay, so it is important to understand these things there. So some effort, you also want to take some effort to understand these things. Okay, clear or not? Listen, some readings it is necessary. Read the textbook, and we have to find out something from the internet sources. Okay, because we are unable to go to libraries or get books to read and understand these things there. So internet sources, you want to use it in maximum. Okay, clear? So we will meet in next session, guys. Thank you very much.